Hi and a very good day to Miss Jacinta. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nur Anis Amani binti Muhammad Ishamuddin and I'm from class BA at TIM. Have you ever read a news article that seemed more fictional than factual, with a headline that made you wonder why you had not heard about it before? Or the potential to alter your presumptions, and you immediately click like or share without reading the entire piece and considering its arguments? Do the articles and messages you share on the social media strengthen or challenge your prior belief? If you have, it's likely that you will probably read fake news. News is something that summarizes data from recent sources, yet it is occasionally deceived by disseminating false information on social media. Everyone in the world is relying on social media, news organizations, television, and radio. Some news editors can take advantage of this since they are aware that if they manipulate the news to produce an extreme result, people will believe them, thereby becoming referred to as fake news on social media. Fake news typically has a negative impact on social media and can occasionally be upsetting to regular citizens, politicians, or the government. With the recent growth of social media, particularly the Facebook news feed, the incidence of fake news has increased, and this false information is progressively making its way into the mainstream media. Fake news, or intentionally produced content that is obviously incorrect, has become a serious phenomenon in the context of internet-based media. Its attributes, as well as the results of its growth and dispersion, have attracted considerable interest in a number of fields. Some people's main concerns with false news are the kinds of misleading facts that are reported on it. Therefore, we must comprehend the impact of fake news on society. Fake news is often happen around us. Fake news is increasingly affecting societal values, changing opinions on critical issues and topics, as well as redefining facts, truths, and beliefs. By providing unlimited access to a large amount of information, people can share different beliefs and values. The effects of fake news are distrusting the social media and spread of false or discredited science. Now, let's move to the first effect of fake news. The first effect of fake news is fake news will make people distrusting the social media. The effect of fake news cut across the society. By providing unlimited access to a large amount of information, people can share different beliefs and values. For instance, the dissemination of fake information on social media affects how government, organizations, and individuals react to social events. Majority of fake news is targeted to a specific sample of the population with the aim of promoting a certain ideology by stimulating strong opinions and polarizing society. We use WhatsApp every day to read text messages, but occasionally we come across news stories with intriguing details, which we forward to friends or in groups. In this way, the story goes up on 1,000 smartphones in an hour without genuine facts being discovered. By disseminating it, local communities can play a crucial part in this. In addition, fake news has become a major part of social media, raising doubts about the information credibility, quality, and verification. Studies examining the impact of fake news on social media have been published in a variety of sectors, including journalism, politics, and digital media. However, comprehensive studies of how fake news affects society are still rare. The widespread dissemination of information and news is made possible by social media platforms, particularly Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. People can share many opinions and ideas when there is unlimited access to a wealth of knowledge. It will also give you inaccurate, erroneous, or misleading information that you can use to decide what to do or how to proceed. Without all the knowledge, making a decision can be risky, but basing that decision on false information can also be harmful. You need to be able to discern whether the information you are consuming can be trusted in order to make an informed, fact-based decision, whether it be related to politics, medicine, academia, or your personal life. Moving on to the last effect of fake news is fake news will spread false or discredited science. People will have lack of faith or confidence in scientific results. As more and more individuals fall for information online that directly oppose scientific research, researchers are increasingly put in the position of having to defend the validity of their findings. There were less opportunities for people to openly remark on, criticize, or dispute knowledge offered by professionals when information dissemination was restricted to print, television, and radio. It is now possible for groups to spread false information that supports their belief and degrade information that does not thanks to social media and the internet more generally. Nowadays, there's a lot of fake news regarding the COVID conspiracies. According to research, Nowadays, there's a lot of fake news regarding the COVID conspiracies. According to research, people's acceptance of coronavirus conspiracy theories and false information is a significant predictor of their willingness to support public health initiatives. Once a vaccine is available, it is projected that people will be less likely to get it and less likely to suggest it to others. Therefore, false information in this area can be dangerous because it may lead to vaccination hesitancy, which, as we have learned from earlier problems, may undermine herd immunity and pose a serious threat to public health. Next is misconceptions about various racial or ethnic groupings. For instance, you can begin create negative stereotypes about a group of individuals if you read a conspiracy theory about them, and this is typically a minority group. And because they are aware about the coronavirus originated in China, we have heard of phrases like Chinese virus being used to influence individuals into feeling resentment toward a different group of people. Therefore, there is this negative outcome of false information that permeates many levels throughout the chain, whether it has an immediate impact on your health or an indirect impact on your beliefs and thinking. Without further ado, let's continue with conclusion. As we now know about the effect of fake news, we must reject the idea that an incorrect fact only applies to some people in order to reduce prejudice and the widespread of the false information on our social media. Everyone is affected, including you and I. We must understand that our views are our own responsibility. In addition, we cannot and should not place the blame on narrative on social media or with the hidden goals. We must put efforts in how we access, interpret, and disseminate our social media footprint. In order to recognize when the material we are exposed to is distorting our perspective, we must critically consider what we are learning. Check your facts and look into someone's motivations before using information as the basis for starting a Facebook argument with someone who holds a different opinion. Take into account the wider ramifications of what you are saying as well as its impact. And last but not least, truth is a precious thing, not because it doesn't objectively exist, but because the incentive to grab it can be so strong. It's up to each of us to see it out. That's all from me. Thank you for your time and I wish you have a good day ahead. Thank you and